Change is constant. It's a part of our every single day of life. Yet it's also one of the most challenging things that we face as human beings on a day-to-day basis. Whether you're trying to adopt healthier habits for physically healthier habits, or you're trying to make a complete change in who you are as a human being, it can feel like the scariest, deepest dive into an unknown abyss as is possible. It can just feel so overwhelming and scary to do it. So let's talk about why change is so scary and how to help you to start to navigate that so that it doesn't feel so overwhelming, and that you're able to adapt and create change in your life much easier. Hey there, I'm Mary, and welcome to You 2.0. On this channel, we're exploring everything about how to help you have the best life possible. And that really starts with changing your current life, or adapting or modifying it. So that's why I'm starting this channel with this video: why change is so hard and how to help you overcome it more easily. Hey, it's the beginning of the video, so watch it all the way through. But if you like what you see, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. As you can see, this is the first video in the series, so thank you so much for watching. So first of all, if you find yourself having a resistance to change, know that it's not your fault. Our body is hardwired to seek homeostasis. It looks for maintaining everything the same way. So whether that's our routines of, I don't know if you've ever experienced like your favorite coffee cup not being there in the morning for some reason, and how that can just kind of throw you off. That's a great example of how our body seeks to have everything be routine and the same. When our mind knows that everything is flowing in the same way and pattern, then it can predict, how our day is going to go, and it makes it just that much easier. So it's not your fault if you're resistant to change. It's more of just that's nature's way of trying to seek this homeostasis and comfort level to make our lives go more smoothly. It's just trying to help us out. One other main reason why we choose or we resist change is that fear of failure. So nobody wants to fail, and doing something different creates this whole new level of anxiety and this fear that we won't be successful at it. This can impact us in every part of our life. So that could be as simple as taking a new route to work. We might worry that we won't get there on time, or that we'll get lost. We'll run into trouble, or traffic will be different. Change in and of itself presents this anxiety and this fear of failure, because we've already established we know how to do things the way that we're currently doing them, so we don't want to taking that risk, and that fear of failure is going to, it just forces us to kind of resist wanting to change. Now, you can overcome that fear of failure by adapting a growth mindset. I'll talk about that in more detail in another video, but you can Google that yourself and learn a little bit more about how to overcome fear of failure with a growth mindset. Just Google that term and you'll learn a lot about it. I'll put some resources in the links as well. Another reason that change is hard, and you probably aren't going to want to hear this, but we just lack motivation to make the change. So, let's just talk about that diet you want to start on January 1st, or that new health habit that you want to start. You've got a lot of motivation in January, but you go to any gym in the United States and you'll find that in February there's a lot less people than there were in January. And in March there's even less. So that motivation wasn't sustained. It was really strong for 30 days maybe, but then after that it kind of waned. And the thing is that we tend to have a life perspective that there will always be time. I can do that next week. I can start tomorrow. I can do that. So we procrastinate, which is a lack of motivation to take action today. And even if we take action today, it's hard to sustain that action over time. So change is hard because it requires a large amount of motivation to want to make that change. I can't tell you the number of times that I've thought to myself, like, why aren't you just doing this? And then I have to take a good hard look in the mirror and say, it just wasn't important enough. It wasn't as important as the other things that I was doing or the other things that I wanted to do. So sometimes being honest with yourself is one of the most important things that you could possibly do to help you kind of figure out if you do really want to make these changes in your life. Okay, well, a fourth reason that change is hard and that it's difficult for us to make the changes is we lack the right support system in our life. So we've all heard about people who might have an addiction, let's just say addiction to drugs or alcohol, and their old friends keep showing up to sabotage their efforts. So they're doing everything possible to make positive changes, but they've got the wrong support system and they haven't acquired a new support system yet. One of the most challenging things when you're making changes is that you also have to change your support system. Because here's the thing, even the people who love you the most, you changing your life in any way kind of threatens that relationship, and it threatens, even if they're not consciously thinking that, you making a change changes the whole dynamic of your relationship with them, and it also could stir up their own fears about what things they need to be changing in their life. So even those that are closest to us sometimes sabotage our efforts, and we don't have the right support system. But maybe that's the only support system we have. And so we keep kind of relying on that support system instead of trying to get a new support system that would really help us make the changes that we want to change. So this is probably one of the greatest reasons why people don't make changes in their life, because of the support system they have, or the fear of not having a support system to help them through that change. So you really have to kind of think about, one, are you ready to leave your current support system and find a support system that is more appropriate for the changes that you're trying to make, or at least kind of limit, and include some new support members in your repertoire to help you to kind of make the changes that you want to change. Again, a great example, there's so many examples of this, everything from wanting to make a big move logistically to a new location, and maybe all your friends and family are giving you all the reasons why you shouldn't, and so then you start second guessing yourself, for making that change. Or maybe it's a lifestyle change, like a health habit change, like, whether it's wanting to lose weight or do a fitness competition or run a marathon, whatever it is. If your current group of friends are not into that kind of thing, then they may not be the most supportive, the best support system for you to help you accomplish those goals. So that support system is huge and not to be underestimated, and it's something that stops us from making changes in our life. Okay, so those are the 4 reasons why change is so hard. I bet you want to know how to overcome them. If that's the case, leave me a comment down below. I would, or if any questions or comments that you have around this. Hey, thanks for watching the video all the way through. You're at over 9 minutes. That's awesome. And please, if you like the content, subscribe and share it with others. I will be adding content here at least once a week, if not more. Hey, thanks so much for watching You 2.0. I'll see you here in the next video.